Hi there. Just a quick note before we start the video. When the footage for this video was filmed very recently, we were unaware that Thrive Life, our favorite supplier of freeze-dried food, was going to be closing its doors after 15 years of business. And so the fruit featured in this video is where we get it. The food is still available. If you are watching this before August 31st, 2025, you can still buy Thrive Life fruit as long as it's in stock. They're selling their inventory at a discount, so it is while supplies last, but I've already gotten as much as I can of the product because this is actually a very sad day for us. We are actively looking. If you have ideas, send them our way for another supplier of freeze-dried food. Thrive Life was, as far as quality, just didn't have an equal, but we are actively looking and still going to incorporate freeze-dried foods into our food plan and lifestyle because it makes such a huge difference. So just wanted to give you that note. We'll put a link in the description and here in the video for you to shop at Thrive Life until it's gone. So it's the end of an era, and we'll talk about that more probably in other videos, but we're grateful. They are a wonderful company, and they have our gratitude, and we have enjoyed their products for many, many years. But here's to future good things to come. They always do. So thank you. Enjoy the video and enjoy the recipe. It is amazing. Hi, welcome to our channel where we talk about plant-based eating for busy people. We want to make healthy eating easier for you, and that's very important to us, so we're sharing what we've learned. Tonight for dinner, we're having some protein-packed oat waffles. The recipe is from the Plantwise program that we have followed, that we talk about all the time, that we love. But that's not what this video is about. I wanted to show you our favorite topper for these waffles, for pancakes. There's all kinds of great recipes, plant-based recipes for pancakes and waffles. We have several of our own, but if you're really wanting to maximize health, you're not wanting to pour a lot of sugar-laden, even if it's natural sugars, stuff on top. So we have some great ideas, and I'm going to show you what they are. Let's get started. Okay, this one just tickles my stomach. I love this so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a fruit topping, and we're going to use our freeze-dried fruits. So you can use anything you've got on hand. I've got these two large family-sized cans open of the blueberries and strawberries, so that's what I'll use today. But Thrive has raspberries and mangoes and apricots and pears and whatever you want to use, apples, whatever, peaches. But this is what we've got. So I am just going to, you know what, I need a scoop. Hang on, I'll be back. Okay, so what I like to do is, as I use up these cans of berries for other recipes and snacking and so forth, there will be a little bit of powder usually in the bottom of the can. So usually I save that up and I use that for this purpose, but I don't have any right now. So I'm going to just stuff this bag full of blueberries and strawberries. And beautiful thing about freeze-dried fruit, aside from the fact that it has a wonderful shelf life and it just sits on your shelf, staying all nice and fresh and beautiful until you're ready to use it, and doesn't spoil or mold on you, and has the same nutrients as fresh, which is true. It also is super convenient because I just use whatever I need. So I'm just going to make a batch for tonight, and I'm going to powder these just with a rolling pin. I don't want it to be completely powdered. Perhaps you have kids who wouldn't like little pieces of fruit, in which case you'd probably want to completely powder it, and you can totally do, to make this syrup that we're going to make. But I like having little pieces of fruit in the syrup, so I'm going to leave it semi-powdered, and I'm just going to use a rolling pin. But you can throw this in a food processor, in a blender. You can use a mortar and pestle. There's a million ways you can powder this. These are nice and crunchy. You can hear it. So let me grab the rolling pin. Hang on. I'm actually cooking the waffles as we speak, so that's why I keep running away. But so I'm gonna just smash those up a little bit. You can see there's quite a bit of powder on the bottom side. And that is gonna be enough. So got a few big pieces in there, so I'm just gonna snap them up. Put it in my container. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I still want to smash that up a little bit more. So I'm just going to grab, this will seem weird, but I'm going to grab something and smash that here in the container. Hang on. Just going to use a little cup that I've got. I just want a little more powder so that I'll have a nice base for this, so it will be more like a syrup and less like a fruit topping, if that makes sense. So I've always wanted a mortar and pestle, but I guess if you don't have one, you can, this will do in a pinch. So you can see that's largely powdered. There's going to be a lot more powder on the bottom. So all I'm going to do now is add, I'll just use the cup I was working with here, is I'm going to add water to this. And I know I'm making just a giant mess here, but we're getting the job done. Grab a spoon. And I'm just gonna mix that up until I have a syrupy consistency. Let me just get this close so you can see. Oh gosh, that is so pretty. So I'm gonna add just a little more water. Okay, just want you to see the colors of that and the consistency. So it's already nice and syrupy. That is blueberries and strawberries mixed. Wish the lighting was a little bit better, but I think you can see. And then I'm going to add some maple syrup. Got this out for the waffles. Well, actually, I use this for something else. This isn't in the waffle recipe, but I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. As you saw before, I had about probably 2 cups of fruit. Now imagine if you're eating a waffle and you're going to, even if you're going to use something as wholesome as maple syrup on your waffle, you're gonna use a fair amount of this. But when you put it in this fruit, you are actually just stretching the sweetness of the maple syrup with this fruit. So you have a much more wholesome topping for your waffle. And it's going to have that touch of sweetness from the maple syrup. And again, if you could see, I'm going to actually move this over to a window so that you can see the color there. Oh, it's just so yummy. Okay, we'll put it on a waffle and then take a look from there. Alrighty, I'm back with these waffles. They're so amazing. Again, we need some light so you can see these. So there's our waffles, and these are the oat waffles, so they have all kinds of protein, and it's an awesome recipe. But one of the toppings that we like is this chia pudding. You've seen this before on the channel, so that's really yummy. And then when we add the fruit to it, you can just do this to make it pretty. That is a really fun combo. And then, of course, you can have just the fruit plain on the waffle. And you guys, you have got to try this. You just have to. It is absolutely delicious, this fruit. Better than anything. I would choose this over every other topping. So, give it a try. And I'll put a little bit more footage on here with better lighting so you can see what it looks like. All right. It's just a little too overcast outside to get perfect lighting, but this is what it looks like up close, and it's absolutely delicious. I'm making a quadruple batch of waffles, and then we'll put them in the freezer, and then we can just pull them out anytime, stick them in the toaster. This topping, both toppings will keep good in the fridge, will keep well in the fridge for several days, and that's at least 2 servings of fruit. The waffles are full of fiber and just nothing but goodness in this plate. It's great for food on the go. Enjoy. Okay, I had to say more. I'm sitting here, this is my second waffle. The chia pudding is just like for extra fun, but even without the chia pudding, this fruit topping, can I tell you how amazing this is? Let me tell you why. The flavor is just off the charts because the fruit is ripe. The fruit was ripe when it was freeze-dried. So the flavor is, the blueberries are extra sweet. The strawberries are extra strawberry. But when you use the freeze-dried fruit in this topping, the convenience is a whole factor all by itself. But the flavor of it, because you have little bits of, little flavor pockets of still not quite refreshed, not quite reconstituted. So it's like little bursts of yumminess. So it is so good. I have to just come on here and show you how amazing it is. So one last look at this. If you can see up close. It is so good. You're going to love it.